Hello. So this video we're going to try a couple of new releases, E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye and E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Bourbon Batch 13. So both of these are recently released. Got a bit of a funny backstory on the rye, which is supposed to come out in 2022 but did not, and then I didn't think I'd see a batch 13 this year, and boom, in the last couple of weeks here it is. So let's see what these guys go like. Alright, so here's the newness and the newness. So, Colonel E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye. This came out this year, pretty recently, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. But if you look at the date code, it is lasered 2022. So this was rumored and heard about, and there was photos taken back in 2022. We don't know why it sat in the warehouse, maybe distributorship issues, maybe something else, but it did, and then was released this year. And I was talking amongst my buddies, like literally, like, I wonder if they're going to do a barrel proof this year. I want batch 13. Are they going to do it? And I said, there's no time. There's literally no time. Like, we'd thought we'd seen all the drops, and no barrel proof for 2024. And then boom, E.H. Taylor barrel proof batch 13. Let's open it up. Okay, so get the plastic starts down here. Oh, cut towards your body, not your body. There's a tip for your young players out there. Oh no. Plastic, gotta rip it. Don't do that to me again. There we go. Now sometimes I like to just cut the paper just to fucking, you know, so it looks nice. Did I do it on that one? Sort of. So, Colonel E.H. Taylor Batch 13. This one is coming in at a solid 127.3 proof. So, pretty much one of these come out every year. America. I've officially been able to steal that tagline from the great and powerful ADHD whiskey Matt Porter. So fresh crack on this guy. A bit of a shake up. Should have done that first, but E.H. Taylor is one of my favorites. Single barrel is fantastic. Small batch is fantastic. Single barrels are even better. If you can get your hand on a single barrel, it may change your life. Like, I've heard stories that some of them are not good. I've never had a bad one. And small batch, if you're going to Buffalo Trace and they're not handing out unicorns, I think it's the best thing you can get. I think it blows Blanton's out of the water. Say what? And then this is the rye, which I've obviously had a little bit of a sip on prior. I just think they're one of the coolest bottles, you know, out there. They've got different colors depending on the models and makes and stuff, with the big old signature. They've got Mr. E.H. Taylor himself on the side with his distillery. So basically, Colonel E.H. Taylor, he purchased the, he owned Old Fashioned Copper, which through the years has become Buffalo Trace. So he, a famous guy. He was very instrumental in the Bottled and Bond Act. Now, maybe not as instrumental as they make him out to be in the Buffalo Trace tours, but still very, very influential man. He actually left Old Fashioned Copper and went to the Castle and Key one, and that's where they used to make Old Taylor for the longest time as well. He had a bust up with George T. Stagg, so they were business partners. They had a bust up, as business partners sometimes do, and he took off. He said, "F you, motherfucker." Okay, so I have not tried this E.H. Taylor barrel proof, but we're going to save that guy. We're going to go with the rye. So once again, this is the first time E.H. Taylor has ever done a barrel proof rye. They have their straight rye. Now the mash bill for this is very interesting. It's an offshoot, right? Like they have their mash bill 1, mash bill 2 bourbons, and they have their wheated bourbon. And then they have their rye, which they make their Sazerac rye and the Saz 18 and the Thomas H. Handy. And then E.H. Taylor straight rye is a completely different animal. Now, the story was it was possibly made by Barton's, and on the back of the straight rye stuff, they had 2 DSP numbers, KY113, and then I think it was Barton's one. This guy just has DSP KY113, which means this was 100% distilled in Buffalo Trace in Frankfort, Kentucky. So yeah, so add another mash bill to their thing, and it's like everything with bourbon, it's not like it's instantaneous, right? It takes a long time. This thing is probably, I don't really know the age off the top of my head, but it's probably 8 years old. Nothing happens fast in bourbon. So, full disclosure, the first time I tried this, I was a little bit let down, and that was just because I was expecting so much from it. And everyone that's had this has said the more it opens up, the better. Like fresh crack, say what you will about neck pour, fresh crack, whatever, it's a real thing. It's oxidization, man. And this one, everyone has told me as it stays open, or even if it just sits in the glass, it just gets better and better. And I found that just drinking it. The first sip was not that good, and as I sipped on it, it got better and better. And I'll tell you what, right now that nose is way better than I remember it. Well, that's not true. The nose has always been really good, but it's really even better. There's a lot of rye on that. So the Thomas H. Handy is one of those barley ryes. I think, you know, a 50-odd% rye and a lot of corn. And this one's much higher rye percentage. But you get a lot of rye spices. You get that sort of mintiness, but it is covered up with a bit of caramel sweetness. But you can definitely tell that guy's a rye. It's sort of tea bag, sort of like a herbal tea on the nose. So it doesn't look overly viscous, especially for a barrel proof. So let's give it a go. Yeah, like I said, I think that's a lot better than when I first tried it. Now, and maybe it's just a perception thing. Is it BTAC quality? No. And that's what I was sort of hoping for. I was hoping this was their special Warehouse C Tornado Survivor one of the year. And it may still be, like, it sort of is, right? Like if this is their barrel proof release and this is not going to be done again, or maybe it's going to, who knows, but I was really hoping, so put it this way, I still prefer Thomas H. Handy to this. But it's really good. MSRP on this thing is like 80 bucks, absolute buy all day, every day. And about, shush. I did not pay that. I paid 200 bucks for this, and it's worth it. It's a $200 bottle for sure. You get the nice tube.
Live in the now!
But yeah, on the palate, tasting notes, definite heavy rye. A lot of those rye minty type. It's not really a mint, it is like a herbal tea type taste to it. A lot of spice on it. Not a huge ethanol hit, not a huge Kentucky hug. Finish is medium, and mouthfeel is just a little bit thin. Like I wish it was a bit thicker, but still, great whiskey from Colonel E.H. Taylor Rye. So let's get this bad boy going. All right, so Colonel E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Bourbon. Neither of these are bottled in bond, of course, because they're barrel proof. Where all the other line of the E.H. Taylor is bottled and bond, because bottle and bond is what Mr. Colonel E.H. Taylor was all about. So on the nose, man, I don't think I have smelt vanilla any more than in that guy. That is vanilla essence, like you have just poured a glass of almost concentrated vanilla essence with ethanol. You know, you've put some vanilla essence into vodka. Wow.
Wow.
Like I say, I don't think I've smelt anything quite like that before. It overpowers the sweetness, it overpowers everything. Oh, this could be good. This could be different. But on the nose, very good. Vanilla bomb, like beyond vanilla bomb. You know, I say vanilla bomb because there's a lot of vanilla in it. That's all I get. Well, it's not all of it, but it's like a vanilla toffee. All right, let's try this bad boy out. Mouthfeel so much better than that barrel proof rye. So much thicker. Not so much vanilla on the, but still there's vanilla on the palate, but it's not overpowering. Some caramel sweetness comes in. A relatively long finish. Not overly complex, but man, it's still good. Man, I like that a lot. So I'm going to pause here and I'm going to pour myself a bit of the batch 12 and we'll see how it compares. So one thing I like to do, let's get that more in focus, is pour little samples. Like, so every bottle I get, I'll pour a 2-inch sample, I'll put it in my Bourbon Real Talk box, which stays very, very full. Just for times like this. Like, I can't always save the bottle, but it's always good to have a few little samples just for times like this. So this is batch 12. Let's go back to this one. I don't get the vanilla. Yeah, do not get the vanilla. Wow. This one still has a good nose, but it's your more caramel, you know, sugary caramel sweetness with some oak. But all of these have got a fair level of wood influence and oak. I should mention that. Nothing that's really been standing out to me on the palate or on the nose, but they all have an underlying good amount of oak on them. But because this one doesn't have the vanilla, wow, they smell so different. Wow. Yeah, tastes good. I like it. Caramel, it's E.H. Taylor. If you love the small batch, you'll love the single barrels. And if you love the single barrels and you love proof, you will love the barrel proofs. They are amazing. On the palate, they are similar, but the vanilla on the nose and the vanilla on the remaining vanilla on the palate, just, man, batch 13, I think is quite special. I like it. I like it a lot. Like I say, I've never smelt anything that's that vanilla on the nose, and it's a good one. So if you see it around, it has just been dropped. Like, so I might put this video out, just be first, but I won't be first. And someone else might fucking come along and do a video and say it smells like fucking cherry bananas, and I'll be like, look like a fucking idiot, but whatevs. That's all the videos I think I have to do today. I got to edit this shit somehow. Have you seen my dog? Have you want to see my wiener? Yeah, you do. Yeah, fucking do. Hold on. So me and Oscar went to Jack Daniels today. Fuck. They fucking loved him. Oh my God. This guy is a chick magnet. Daddy's married, so that's a real problem. But, you know, like, everyone loves him. He's so fucking happy. He's just such a people dog, man. Everyone he sees, he just wants to fucking be their friend. And I'm pretty sure he would leave, you know, like Annabelle, I think she'd trade us in for a block of cheese. This guy would just trade us in for, like, anybody else. You want to go back to sleep? Okay, bye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. And yeah, so he just sees people, runs around. I had people sitting on the floor patting him. I had an old lady in one of the stores. I shouldn't say old, but I had a lady in one of the stores, you know, crying, telling me a story about her wiener dog, a couple of German couple. I don't know, he's cool. He's going to be a big star of the show. So anyway, stay tuned. I will put this into the end of year sample pack as well. So sign up to that. Become a member. You can't become a member if you're on an iPhone right now. So you're going to have to go to your computer. But if you become a member, even if for $3 a month, it doubles your chances, you know, and it just goes up from there, and you get, you know, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, whatever it is, chances if you're a member. Or just spend some money at JK Services, whatever you want to do. But yeah, thanks for watching. EHT Barrel Proof Batch 13 is a banger. The rye is also good, not a banger. This guy will be in my top 10. The rye probably won't. So anyway, thanks for watching.